Fred, moving on to a different topic, security. How does the strategy of retaining safe archives on tape play with the recent increase over the last 2-3 years in cybercrime?
Yeah, cybercrime, of course, has been a major issue in the news around the world here in the last several years, and the inherent off-site, offline capability of tape has made it an appealing target for backup because the tape drives are not connected electronically, or they are connected electronically to the system, but the media is often not in the drive. In fact, most all of its life it's spent on a shelf disconnected from any electrical data path. And that causes what's called the tape air gap to step up. You cannot hack data on tape. Every single cybercrime that's occurred has been on an online storage device, and the vast majority of that is on disk. There may have been some on solid state technologies, but we don't know where that is at this point. So the disk world is the home for the hackers to land their digital crime wave, and the tape industry, once that data goes off to tape, you can't hack it anymore. And the tape air gap has been written about the last few years. It's been inherent in tape technology since the first successful tape system was delivered in 1952, but it was just an offline capability. Today it's taken again on new meaning because of cybercrime and cybersecurity protection. So getting data off a disk, letting all your archives sit where they can't be hacked and destroyed on tape has turned out to be part of the overall value proposition for tape technology today.
So Brendan, someone's actually got to break into your vault and steal a tape to effect the equivalent of a cybercrime.
Yes.
Where are we going? Brendan, sticking with you, what's the future direction for your business?
It could be any one of a number of directions. The market's going to decide where we want to go. We have clients now that are tackling mountains of unstructured data with us, and that's great business, and we're growing. I think a combination of discovery and regulations and companies' desires, what level of value they can extract from their mountains of unstructured data will decide what direction we're going to go in. But I think where I see this evolving and where this is going for us is there's a new model. There's a new model of off-site storage. I think we're creating a market space here. You've got the traditional off-site storage model that is dumb. There's no intelligence that can be gained from the data that's archived. You've got a disaster recovery model. You've got the data center, and we sit somewhere in the middle of that triangle. But I want to emphasize, we sit in the middle of that triangle for legacy data. We don't play where data is created. We're not involved in the creation of data or the backups of data. We're here to provide services and value on data that has already been created that currently there is no value being created on. And so where that probably will take us is our product in Veneer that's getting widely adopted now, where companies can just log in. They don't have to keep the legacy backup software. They don't have to keep the legacy tape library environments. They don't have to keep other resources and costs around because they're infrequently accessing this data. They have to keep it. They want to keep it, but they don't need access to it on a regular basis. And so that makes us a great third-party partner to actually look after that data, and where our requirements or our development requirements are being pulled are to be able to provide that information and that data as and when they need it. Maybe as a litigation, maybe there's an audit, maybe there's a regulatory, some kind of compliance event, or something else. And like with all requests for data, clients always want it faster, they want it securely, they want it cost effectively. And so I can see tape libraries that we will maintain in our vault that will be connected through our non-native file restoration technology that enables us to read any data that's been created on any backup software utility over the last 20, 30 years. And I see clients using Veneer to say, what do I have? Do I have that file? Do I have that backup session? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, I'd like it. Click on it, and then they'll be able to download it through some kind of secure FTP environment that's embedded into the technology. So it's essentially a tape cloud. It's only data you want to keep, only data you have to keep, data that you want to access infrequently, data that you don't want to pay a ton to store, but when you need it, you need it. And that's a perfect response model to for compliance, regulatory, or discovery. And it looks like a tape library in an old data center, but it's actually a different version of the cloud.
Fred, any thoughts from you on where we're going, where the world is moving to?
Well, that's a broad question, Chris, to say the least, but
Well, in relation to the subject we've been talking about, not the world in its wider form.
I think as relevant to our discussion here, the widely publicized cloud industry is going to begin to merge into specialized clouds. And I think Brandon may have touched on it. You know, we've got compute clouds, storage clouds, backup, which is not a real good application for the cloud, by the way, and an archive cloud. And archive clouds are there. The major cloud providers have archive clouds. But the thing that has to happen is, why archive the data if you can't ever find anything that you've archived? And the key to making an archive work in the cloud world is going to be to put some intelligence capability around the data in there so that you can find, retrieve, and locate what it is you need in a reasonable period of time. So in terms of the compute industry, I think we're going to see specialized clouds emerge in the next few years, and these clouds will deal much more effectively with certain applications than just the broad data hotels that most of these large cloud providers have become.